Back at it again from Hope Hill Center in Rustenburg. I come back with another podcast with our first ever female guest. And my first female guest, introduce herself.
Thank you, Copper, for the opportunity. Hi, my name is Chanelle, and I'm a grateful recovering addict.
Okay, sweet. Can you just give us a bit of background about Chanelle?
Sure. I was born and raised in Rustenburg. I'm the youngest of three. I have an amazing older brother, and I have my sister. And yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thanks for the short and lovely introduction.
Yeah.
So for the first question, man, how was it? What happened, and how's it now?
Well, Komu, I started drinking when I was 13. Was an instant booster. For me being gay,
Yeah.
Started my first drug when I was 21, and I was sold out. I took to it very quickly, not knowing that I had the disease of addiction, of course.
Yeah.
And I found my comfort in my drugs and my alcohol, and from then on forward, it was just a downhill spiral. Jails, institutions, and death, as they say. I went to all three of them actually, but not
Death. Yeah, probably.
death, but it was spiritual death, mental, coming into recovery. I sit here now, almost a year clean.
Sweet.
From streets, jails, corners, street corners, Yeah,
man, sweet, man. But I feel like that's the what can I say? Like that's the script for the life of addiction, or life of an addict, in a sense of streets, stealing, jails.
Yeah.
Some people don't end up there, but yeah, I think it's like it's a format that addicts actually live by. Not necessarily say live by, but they go through that. But yeah, I totally understand. So for today's topic, we're going to be speaking about women in recovery, right? Because that's a very touchy topic, because from my perspective and my opinion, I don't see that much women in recovery. You understand? So that's why I chose that topic. It's just want to, touch those people who really want to get into recovery, and they are females. You understand what I'm saying? So in that sense, man, for the first question, right? Because basically now what we're going to do is going to focus on active addiction, and then we're going to go to recovery. So for the first question, I would like to ask you, what were your difficulties in active addiction being a female and also being gay on top of that?
Well, Komu, just being female. That was the difficult part, just being a female. Sure, this is deep, my brother, this is deep. You know what, Nay? You know where addiction takes you. It takes you to a place where you don't actually have anything left to sell.
Yeah.
So for being a female, you have one thing to sell.
Yeah.
And the streets, you know how it works. They give you credit, whatever, and the only way you can pay is the only thing they want.
Yeah.
So and being gay, it's something that you have to do. Not have to do, but that is the last resort, because
there's nothing
else left. You've stolen everything, you sold everything of your family. Your family doesn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're crawling out of your skin to get your DOC,
Yeah.
And it takes a toll on you being gay and having to do that.
Yeah,
having
it really
to sell your body to.
Yeah, because I could imagine, man, in a sense of like, you don't see or love the other gender, but addiction has gotten to you so much that now you have to put yourself in that position, and emotionally, I think that's messed up. Like it messes with you emotionally.
Yeah, and the way I dealt with that was taking blades to myself, taking blades to my arms and legs. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. The shame, the guilt.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay clean or sober for 1 minute, because the shame and the guilt
It's gonna kick in.
Was too much for me.
Yeah, it's quite hectic, man. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's literally how it is, man. Like in the sense of being a female, that's why I have this opinion or analyst of like, women in recovery are the ones that are most in danger and vulnerable. not necessarily recovery, but in active addiction. Because in a sense, like you're saying, as a male, if we sell everything, we sell everything. We have nothing left to do besides stealing from people. But as a female, obviously, like, that's going to be the last resort, in the sense of, if you owe money, a lot of money,
Yeah.
they can just be like, no, give me this, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is quite emotionally bankruptcy, spiritually bankrupt. Like, it kills a part of you.
It does.
You understand?
It does.
And the things that you blame yourself because you want to stop, but you can't.
You can't.
Because it's quite, addiction is just like, yo, and people think it's a choice, and it's not.
It's not a choice.
You
It's not a
can't
choice.
choose. It's become a thing that you do on a daily, because now that's the only thing your mind can comprehend.
Yeah.
You understand? Because you're running away from yourself, and the only way that we found the solution to run away from ourselves was picking up.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Ask you, ask the question: would any lesbian just randomly sleep with a guy just for fun?
No ways.
I mean, and I love what you said. You run away from yourself, and I ran far.
Yeah.
I ran far.
Yeah, and that's the messed up thing. Once you run away from yourself, you start losing yourself.
Oh my word!
Because
yes.
the DOC also helps in the sense of losing yourself. But now, since you're in that position and you made that decision, you run away further and you lose yourself even more. You get to a point whereby you don't even know the person that you're looking at in the mirror.
You're unrecognizable.
Yeah, and it's quite hectic, man. So, in active addiction, right? How are you contributing to self-destruction?
Well, Kamu, wow. Yeah, I think I was the master of self-destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, just starting with, you know, I mentioned my big brother, and he's always been looking out for me, and he would send me money for food.
Yeah.
And I would be struggling because I wouldn't be eating.
Mm.
And so I go and I buy food.
Mm.
The next, and I buy my DOC.
Yeah,
you better be sure that's the first thing that I buy.
Yeah, it goes together.
And so I buy my food, and knowing I can eat tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning I wake up so sick of using, and the next morning the only thing that I want is another DOC.
Yeah.
So I go back and I take back the food to get money to go buy my DOC. It's for 3 days. The fourth day I'm dying of hunger. Yeah. I don't have anything to eat. So now that it forces me to go back onto the street and do what I need to do to get food or to get some money for DOC. And the same thing with when I got the an amazing opportunity at a creche for being the second in charge.
Yeah.
And I would use the Friday, and no, I'm only going to use the Friday. Sunday, never slept the whole weekend. Monday morning, my alarm goes off. I haven't slept a wink in the morning. I need to go open up the school. I need to go prepare for the kids. And I've never slept, so I was awake the whole time.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any clean clothes to wear the next Monday. I was late, even though I was awake the whole weekend. Could never be early. And if someone blesses me with a phone to maybe now I'm sitting. This is now when I'm sitting with our work. If someone blesses me with a phone, or I steal a phone, and I would say no. I need a phone to get work. Like if you drop your CV somewhere, I mean your phone number is on there, and I would go sell the phone.
Yeah,
I would sell the phone. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I like everything that happened in my life. The self-destruction, it was caused by my own hands.
Yeah, and that's how we usually do it. And for me, I think the major way us addicts play a part in self-destruction is that we tend to have that mindset of we are alone.
Yeah.
Every decision, every thought we have, we just think that we are alone. We think about ourselves only, not about the people around us. You understand? And it's quite painful, because if you do actually take that step back and actually see the amount of terror you've caused, the amount of pain you've caused within family and all that. Because now, when I look at it as like I have small cousins. they saw me growing up this way. So what does it say to them?
What is it? Yeah.
You understand? Because obviously, like before my parents got fed up, they were content. Not necessarily they were content with it, but they tried.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem like, no, it's fine because he
Yeah.
can do it. And that's the mindset that I had, that, okay, no, since someone does it and that I know that's fine, I can do it.
Yeah.
So it's also practically giving off that type of energy that, no,
Yeah.
if my older cousin can do it, then I can do it. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So practically it's misleading someone into a grave.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We only focus on, okay, what do I need? What do I think?
Yeah.
And all that. It's all I.
Yeah. I'm very glad that you brought up the family in this situation, because it took me back to where my sister gave me a place to stay and I stole her fridge.
Yes. Yeah.
My brother gave me a place to stay and I stole his watch. Whereby he had to work very hard to get that watch for himself, and I sold it for 200 rand.
Yes.
To get it back. I didn't have a place to stay. He gave me a place to stay. And
yeah, as was Alex, in a sense, like, we don't value anything. We don't value even life on its own. We do not value it because the only thing we value is the DOC.
Is the next DOC.
The main thing, like I said, is running away from yourself. You're running away from the person you're looking at, the way that you feel, the underlying issues that, and it's quite funny because, like I explained to people, in the sense of like, there is an underlying issue. It's just that due to us being programmed in a certain way, we don't think so. We think, okay, no, I'm drinking for fun. I'm using my DOC for fun. But if you actually take a trace back, like you said, your mom was in active addiction.
Yes.
So you seeing that growing up was an underlying issue. Because I'm sure when she was happy, she used to do that. When she was sad, she used to do that. When she was angry. So you took it into a sense of, okay, this is fine. You understand? And in that sense of active addiction, we don't think that, not necessarily saying it's caused by something, but the underlying issue in the sense of, okay, damn, that's how I'm actually doing it. Because I didn't realize also with myself that, okay, you're doing this because you never felt wanted. You never felt loved. In a sense of, I grew up with my grandparents, never with my parents. You understand? So in that sense, it's like, okay, what type of parent wouldn't want their child? Am I that bad? Am I not good enough to be their son? So actually kept on cooking until I realized myself that, okay, damn, this is why I was actually doing this. I wasn't actually doing it for the fun. So yeah, no, man, I totally understand. So in a sense, man, like, in active addiction, there's this one thing that I feel like is indispensable. Like we say in recovery, there's indispensable spiritual principles. I feel like in active addiction, the indispensable principle that we keep going by is that we're not good enough.
Yes.
We're not meant to be on this earth. No one loves us.
Yes.
Loneliness, I would say.
Yes, loneliness.
So how did you fuel that loneliness? Like, in a sense of, how did you keep on giving reasons for that indispensable principle of loneliness?
Well, I like the saying nobody wants me because I'm gay. I'm useless. I have a defect. God doesn't even love me. I mean, it was prayed into me, that God would not love you if you're gay. God would not bless you if you're gay. Now I'm gay and I'm using drugs and I don't know how to stop. So I took myself out of the world. I took myself out of the world and I locked myself so far that, I isolated in every aspect in my life, emotionally, spiritually. And my father and I never had a really good relationship. So that obviously contributed
on top of that,
me not being enough. Why? And all those questions that you asked just now. And
I know that's definitely same. You understand? Yeah. Because I could imagine in the sense of like, did your mom know you were gay?
Well, Kamu, my mother was also gay.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Before she married my father, she had a relationship with a woman, and then she got married just to do the right thing.
Oh, okay. So did you ever go to her and tell her?
No, they just knew. She just knew.
She just knew. Okay,
she just knew.
But she didn't treat you any other like.
No.
Oh, she was good with you. Okay,
Yeah.
that's actually quite okay. So, in that sense, right? What way did you manipulate the people around you, and how did it affect them?
If you had the life I had, you would also use. You would also drink.
Trust, definitely.
If you went through what I went through,
you would also drink.
You would also use. And my you know, my biggest, or the worst the impact that had on my life, for me to fall deeper and deeper into active addiction was the death of my mother, and a year after the death of my father.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, my brother also lost his mother and his father. My sister also lost his mother and his father, her father. And I would use that
as a reason.
You know, I'm gay. You know, I'm obviously I'm going to hell. God doesn't want me. Even though I get clean, even though I leave drugs, I'm still gay.
Yeah.
So I'm screwed either way.
Yeah.
So that was what I
So you practically saying you manipulated yourself also?
Yes, I did. Because I believe that, you know, why if I lose, I can't change myself for being gay. I've tried.
It's lose on both sides.
It's lose on both sides. So why lose? Why do I have to stop drinking and using my drugs? I'm gay anyway. So.
Okay, so how did you manipulate your family, and how did it affect them?
Oh wow. Yeah, I played also the card of you know, losing my mother and my father, and I have a daughter, and I got pregnant with her after my mother died, and I used that to manipulate my family, to use her actually to manipulate my brother into like being there for me and helping me and all that. Yeah.
So
if that's answering your question,
you used your child as a card.
Yeah.
To get money, to get help, to get assistance.
Yeah.
But how do you think it affected him and your sister, in a sense, if you did?
Well, my sister's also an addict, and we were in active addiction together.
Okay.
My brother, I think it affected him in a way that he didn't want to be
your
brother anymore. He tried. He tried very hard with me and my sister. He tried. And it affected him so bad they didn't want us around him. They have 2 beautiful children now. And I'm only getting to see them and getting to learn them now.
Yeah.
Getting to know them now.
I would also think that like it affected him financially, in the sense of he's not where he wanted to be due to then.
Welcome, but I thank God for what He done in my brother's life, for what He's doing in my brother's life, because my brother is very successful.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that God placed him in a manner that where he was able to do that for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took a lot of money from them. A lot. He paid for my rehab as well. So I mean, that's a big chunk of money out of his pocket. You know. And I'm pretty sure his wife didn't know that at the time. So
yeah.
I brought trouble into their marriage, into their house where there wasn't actually supposed to be any trouble.
Yep.
You know, that was my contribution to their marriage.
Yes. Oh, that's quite deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I understand. And that's also me, like when you say it like that, because there was a point in time, I just can't recall when I was still in high school and I was still inactive. There was a point in time whereby I made my grandparents, people who've been married over flipping 30 years, 35 years, fight due to my actions, my decisions. Because that's the thing that I learned about a mom. A mom will always take your side no matter what. Because even when I was inactive, like my mom would find these things, but she would never approach my dad. She would just come to me and be like, bro, stop. But I never listened. So it caused someone's wife to lie to their husband. You understand? Like, and you don't see it like that in active. It's just like, oh,
you don't.
She has my back. But when you step away from that, you actually see that, damn, this is what I caused. I caused a marriage to have lies within it. A marriage over 30 years for someone to lie just to protect me. So it's kind of, it shows me the pain that you cause. Same here, the pain that I brought to that household. You understand? And with that being said, like, it's kind of crazy because let me tell you a short story how I ended up in rehab. It's going to link up to the question I'm asking. So I started working in Johannesburg because on the 1st of December, I was on a bursary, and then I spent all that money that I was on the bursary, and I had a kid. So at the end of the year, my parents were like, where's the money? So I had spent all the money. So I told my dad I spent all the money, and then he was like, so my dad usually says this sometimes, like, if you're a man, leave the house. But this time, like, he says it in a manner where he's angry, but he's not serious. But this time I was like to myself, nah, bro, leave. You understand? After we had that conversation, like, to me, if you're a man, leave. Then I was like, I bet they can take over my child, I'll leave. So I left them with the financial burden of taking care of my child. Then I left, went to Johannesburg, got a job that I started worked like 6 months, right? On and off, but it was 6 months with a contract. But due to me being in active addiction, like, there were days where I don't want to go to work. There were days where I had withdrawals and all that. So the first contract got terminated. Then they brought me back again as a general worker. And the second contract got terminated. And this is where I saw that, like, flip, man. The God that I turned my back on is still active within my life, even though I'm still in this darkness. The Friday, my contract got terminated. The Tuesday, my uncle came to where we were staying. And he knocked. And my uncle came in. Yes, he didn't even greet me. He just walked past me. You know, and he came with one of his college friends. He just walked past me. He's like, and that's when I knew, damn, this is about to get real.
Yeah.
And it was like to me, bro, it's either you're coming out with us or we're dragging you. And he's like to me, you can run, but we're going to catch you. I'm like, fuck, man. And time being, where we stayed is on the second floor. So if I jump, who's going to open the gate for me? Because now the remote is inside. So I was like, okay, fuck. And either way, my contract got terminated. So what I'm going to do, I'm all the way in Johannesburg. I don't know anyone besides my sister and uncle. So yeah, it was a big fight, but I ended up going to rehab. And I didn't know that I was going to rehab. I thought I was coming back to Rastaman. Then I saw that Turning Point Recovery Center. I'm like, oh shit, not good. So the first 2 days were like, flip, man. I hate these people. I don't love these people. But when the counselor started speaking, I'm like, damn, that's me. All the things that he said, that's me.
Yeah.
And then that's when it clicked to myself that, bruv, it's actually time to stop.
Yeah.
It is actually time to stop. Although I was flipping young, but the shit that I put myself through, the shit that I put my family through, and the shit that I put my daughter through, in the sense of I denied her and I deprived her from the father and daughter relationship from a young age. You understand? Because even with her birth, I wasn't in the room. I was waiting outside, but I wasn't in the room. And personally, for me, I think that's what played a part in destroying the connection. But luckily in recovery now, I'm working on it, and I love the person and she loves me. But I think it would have been better if I hadn't done that.
No, I hear you.
So, like, in that sense, how did you know it was time to stop?
Well, Como, I didn't. At first, I didn't. Like I said, how I acted in my job there. And obviously that person got fed up, and
obviously,
I lost my work,
and like, hey.
I was roaming the streets in Koster. My brother paid my rent. I had a roof over my head, but I needed food, and I needed my DOC. So I went back to what I knew. And this one night I came home with blood all over me. The landlord called my brother, obviously, and then the next day he was there. He just said, pack. I'm like, no. He says pack. And the only thing I'm thinking is, oh shit, now I have to stop. And I actually yelled at him and told him, you just want to go drop me somewhere so you don't have to deal with me. And I feel so badly about that. Maybe one of my amendments. But he brought me to Hope Hill, and still I sat with that thought, you guys, what are you guys trying to do? Because yes, I would stop using, but I'm still gay.
Yeah. That.
And I didn't know the God of my understanding that I know now. And so for me, it felt useless.
Yeah, like you're just doing this.
One part of the problem is being solved.
But what about the other one?
Yes, and that's how I saw myself as a problem, even though. And I came to Hope Hill, and they opened the arms with loving arms, and I couldn't understand that. And I actually asked one of the counselors, okay, so what's our chores? Because that's how I was
installed as a person.
What do I have to do? Because that's what do I have to do to get my DOC? What do I have to do to get my food? You know, and they said no, you just have to be. And I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, because like we're talking about, you lost yourself.
And I'm like, shit, how do you do that? And the first week I didn't take to this program or this, what they was trying to sell to me. And the second week I started taking, and they took out all of that things that I didn't know how to talk about, or I didn't know how to feel, or rejection, shame, anger, guilt. They taught me about a God of my own understanding who would actually love me for who I am. And I remember the counselor, I spoke about her for me being gay, and someone said something to me. I'm not going to say that. And then my counselor said to me, if the people be who you are, and that changed. That changed instantly. And I could take this program, and they brought so much out of me, some stuff that I didn't know I had or buried for so long. The hurt of my parents' death, and me being gay, and acceptance.
Okay, man, sweet, man. I love that. So yeah, man, on a lighter end now, we can go into recovery, right?
Yay!
So like, how was it when you were first introduced to recovery? What was your take? What was your mindset? How did you feel about it?
I was like, wow, there's actually life after addiction.
Yeah.
Como I came to a road where I thought suicide was the only way out of addiction, because you come to a place where there's something inside of you that doesn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. But your body wants to do this, but spiritually
you're tired. You don't want to live like this anymore. But you just don't know how to get out. And I tried suicide, and it didn't work. And the program showed me that there's life after addiction. I didn't know that there was anything like that. I didn't know that I would be able to live a life that normal people could live.
Yeah, facts. Same with me. I was like, you can live that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And
yeah. Yeah, no. I totally agree with that, man. When I went to rehab, I was like, because not even in a bad way, I had this stereotype of colors can't be clean. You understand?
Yeah.
So ironically, when I got to rehab, both the counselors, let me say, house fathers, were colored, and they've been clean for over 5 years, both. So I was like, okay,
what's wrong?
What's wrong with me? You understand? Not in a bad way, but like, and it also showed me that, man, because I looked at it like this, because man, in most colored and like in all communities, right? There's a lot of drugs.
Yes, absolutely.
And it affects everyone, right?
It does.
So in that sense, I was just like, okay, if they can come from a rough patch of a community, like they came from Eldorado Park, and if I look at Eldorado Park, that's like the little Cape Town flat side. You understand? Yeah. So if I said, if they could do it, what's wrong with me?
Yes.
Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, I was kind of excited that, man, if they can do it, and this is the beauty that it's bringing into their life, then that means it's beautiful on this side.
Yes.
Then I decided to take this road, and like, look where I'm at.
Wow, no, it's crazy.
It's really crazy, because you can't even fathom this. You can't even, like, when I was in rehab, I didn't even think I would be here. You understand?
Yes.
I was just like, okay, let's see what happens. And that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about recovery. Like, you don't expect anything to happen. You just do the next right thing.
The next right thing, yes.
Things just happen.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about.
I hear you loud and clear.
It's kind of crazy, right? So, in recovery, right? What problems have you been facing as a woman in recovery?
In recovery? Well, I still have some of that. When I walk into a room with a room full of men, I still struggle with that. I still struggle with being comfortable in that situation. I don't know. Listen, I can't speak for the straight girl. I can only speak for
you.
me. And
Definitely.
Struggles. These struggles, these financial struggles, because you know what, as a man, you want to provide for your future wife,
definitely.
So daily struggles,
Yeah.
Your financial struggles. That's basically that.
Yeah, I know. No, I totally understand in that sense. Like, also, I would also think that in recovery, okay, I haven't came. You the first lesbian in a sense that I've come that's in recovery. Yes, I've come across like males that are bisexual in recovery, right? But you're the first lesbian that I've come across. So to me, I would feel like it's kind of hard to relate to a straight woman in a sense of like you being in recovery, and then you have to listen to a straight woman, because I would feel like the experiences and the traumas and the pain would be different. But like we say, we don't look for the difference, we're looking for the similarity.
Yes.
But in a sense, also what I've learned that in recovery, when we come into recovery, the main thing that drives us is identification. Like if you can identify that, okay, no, this person is actually me. Like this person did what I did, went through what I went through. Then you have a sense of, okay, I can listen to this person because they're going to offer that. So that's why I'm saying I feel like that's also a challenge, not necessarily for you also, but for other lesbians, because I think they're quite few that are in recovery. Because if we say women, I think mostly would be straight women. You understand? So for you, I'd also think that that would be a problem, like finding identification within the straight woman. You know?
Yeah, I hear you come. And the first round of step work, the first round of sponsors, I chose a woman.
Yeah.
And that didn't work for me.
You see what I'm saying?
It didn't work for me.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I felt so uncomfortable. I couldn't share. Like,
definitely.
I lied. I couldn't be who I was.
You understand? Yeah.
My second time around, I chose a male sponsor, and
it's going great.
It's going great.
Yeah. So you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think identification is like a major key in doing that, because once you can identify with someone, then you're just going to carry on. You're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel like you can do this, and you're going to feel like, okay, this person actually has my back.
Yes.
You're not going to feel like, okay, damn, there's just certain things I can't say because like I don't think it's going to sit well with this person. But definitely, I totally understand.
My secrets, they keep me sick. So
yeah, definitely, I totally understand that. So in that sense, right, it's going to be a difficult question.
Okay.
In that sense, when and how did you realize that, okay, I'm actually free now to actually say that I'm gay in recovery? And how did it feel?
Felt like I was born again.
Yeah, I would
well,
definitely
my sponsor asked me this question. He said, how do you know when God is living in someone's life?
Yeah.
And who are you? The first question he asked me is, who are you? You know? And I was like, my first round on that question, I was like, obviously it's the things around you that shows that God is in your life. I mean, the car that you drive, the house that you live in, the clothes that you wear.
Materialistic
and
things.
Right. And that was not the case. And I sat on that question, and I thought back on my journey, and I am where I am because God still loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean, like you said, you tried to commit suicide.
I did,
and it didn't work out.
It didn't work out, and someone told me God would never bless me because I was gay, and look at me now. And
you understand?
That gave me the confidence, and the program teaches you of a God of your own understanding. And I found that God of my own understanding, and that God of my own understanding loves me, even though I am gay. And coming into the rooms gave me that sense of freedom to actually accept myself for who I am. I am an addict, and I am gay, and God still loves me.
Yeah. No, definitely. That I definitely understand. And I also think that, like, it gave you see that question that your sponsor asked, on the sense of the second one, that how do you know that God is in someone's life?
Yeah.
I feel like when you say you were reborn, the answer would be within from the inside.
Yes.
When you can accept yourself for who you are, when you can live with yourself for who you are.
It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's an internal thing, I would say. Not an external thing. It's an internal thing. Once you can feel the freedom of, okay, I can actually be who I am.
Yes.
And still be love, and still be joy, and still be care, and still be hope, then definitely, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, I am love, I am hope, I am gratefulness, I am gratitude, I am blessed. You know, that's stuff that nobody can take away from me.
Yes.
Because I didn't buy it.
And it's internal.
I didn't steal it.
Yes.
It's some things nobody can take away from me, and I have that. And I can be gay, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. No, I totally understand it. That's good, man. So for the third last question, right? How does the new Chanelle have to watch out for the old Chanelle in recovery?
Oh my word. Wow, the sense of not being good enough.
Yes, definitely.
Obviously, and the struggles I do still have. For women being in recovery, the world has a sense of ways and values how a person should look like, how a woman should look like.
Yes.
And I've always struggled with my weight, so obviously there's a case about that, and the struggle is real. And but you know what? I just have to tell myself that I'm not happy with myself because the world is not happy with myself. And the old Chanelle would before the new Chanelle would go sit in that pile of dodo and just stay there.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. I will never be. No one will love me because of the way I look
or act.
Or act. And yes, that. And I always struggled with the sense of Gomu didn't greet me this morning. What did I do? You
overthinking.
Overthinking and people pleasing. Oh my word!
Yeah, that's a major one. That's a major one.
And a stone would hit the windscreen of the bakkie we drive in, and I would feel responsible.
That's crazy.
You know, and so I have to watch out for those character defects. You know, and I'm grateful for the old Chanelle.
Because I don't think we'd have the new Chanelle if it wasn't for the old Chanelle.
And I actually love the new Chanelle.
Definitely.
People always say they want things to go back to the way they were or whatever. And I don't want to go back to the way things were yesterday because I love today.
Yeah, definitely. Because also with my mom used to ask me this question, man. Not even she used to, like, it was recently, like, was it my mom? I don't know who it was, but they asked me, would you go back and change anything?
No.
My answer was, yes, I would, but only if it had the same results.
Yes.
If not, I'm not going to change anything.
I mean, the program is, I thank God for this program, and I thank this program for the God of my own understanding, because you know what, Komu? I would still live a life of emptiness without this program.
No, definitely. There, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. So, for the second last question, what are the fundamentals that you've learned in recovery that you live by on a daily?
On a daily, gratitude. Gratitude. Oh, my soul, gratitude.
Definitely.
I mean, gratitude, acceptance, surrender, pray, the fact that I can go to God the way that I am.
Without any doubt.
Knowing that I can't change anything, being powerless over people, places, and things. How someone reacts has got nothing to do with me.
Yeah. You're powerless.
I'm powerless over that, and I wouldn't have known any of that if it weren't for this program and recovery.
Yeah.
And but the main thing for me is gratitude because of the places that I came out of. And you know what? God took me out of places where I dropped myself in, and places I couldn't get out of myself.
No, definitely. I hear you. There, definitely. And also, I would also feel like a big factor would also be, I think you forgot it, acceptance within self.
Yes, acceptance within self.
Yeah. Yes. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the last question, man, the camera, talk to the people, give your message of hope to the still suffering addict. What would you say to the still suffering addict?
It's not over. It's not over. There's life after addiction, and God still loves you. listen to that voice inside of you that's still hanging on, screaming that you don't want to do it. Life is beautiful this side of the journey. It is a journey.
It's not a destination.
It's not a destination. It's definitely a journey, and it's a beautiful journey. And who you are, what you did, what you did is not who you are. And God will never leave you in the situation that you are. So you ask for help. I know it's difficult, but ask for help. There's life after addiction.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, Chanelle. Yeah, guys, Kamo at Hope Hill Center. That was a lovely session with our first female guest, guys. So we're coming from a rehabilitation center in Rustenburg. If you want to contact us, if you know anyone who needs help, you can go check our website and make an inquiry at www.hopehealcenter.co.za or send the email to info@hopehillcenter.co.za. Or you can give us a call on 076-023-2574. I shall repeat that information again. For our website, go to www.hopehillcenter.co.za. To send an email, it's at info@hopehillcenter.co.za. For a phone call, give us a call on 076-023-2574. And trust me, we will do the most in helping you. I mean, we have one person who came and look at her, guys. So yeah, man, that was a wonderful session, guys. And
thanks,
Kamo out.